Hey, How to Mama here. Thanks for watching. I decided
Please
to
proceed
do
to the highlighted route.
a video
Then the route guidance
about
will start.
how to get through a Mother's Day without your mom. And what I decided to do this Mother's Day, last year, that's when I lost my mom. It was really very tough. This year, I have some friends who have also lost their moms. And these are all like my childhood friends. And so what we decided to do this year is we decided to get together and spend this Mother's Day together. So I'm actually headed down to DC right now, and I was just listening to some music. I'm here with my children.
I-95
I'm
south.
driving. Anyway, really what matters is what I'm saying, not so much, that you can see me or not. But I was listening to some music and some old music, and it reminded me of some really sweet times with my mom. And I just had a moment. I had to pull over because I was just boo-hooing. And then I could hear my mother saying, "Girl, you better cut that out." So just took a moment to gather myself, and I said, you know what? Let me make a video because, there's definitely, myself and my friends who are going through this. I have other friends who have lost their moms as well. And so I know that there's got to be, that there are a lot of people out there, feeling the way that I'm feeling, trying to, get through the pain of the day. And so, what my mom used to say, and then I picked it up with my kids as well, it's like Mother's Day is every day. And so that is very true. But this is a day that, people delegate to do stuff for their moms, and you see advertisements everywhere about mom. And so I had a great mom, and it's funny because a lot of times, most of the time, I feel like she is right with me, like whatever I'm doing, and she's cheering me on. So I'm driving and I got to be able to see where I'm going. So, I was just listening to one of my favorite artists growing up. I used to go crazy for this man, and I could hear my mom saying, "Yo, girl, get it." This is Teddy Pendergrass. And let me turn it down. Teddy Pendergrass. And I was young. I was probably like 6 or 8, something like that. And I was really into Teddy Pendergrass. And so because of that, my mom would always get me like teddy bears. And it's funny. I was talking with a friend the other day, and it was like, back in the day, we used to like make clothes. Like, we had a sewing machine, and my mom, like, if I liked something or whatever, this is before everything was like, everything was brands, and, and that's, Gucci and all this other, stuff that people are into. But when we saw something and we liked it, we'd go, we'd get the patterns from the fabric store, McCall's, if anybody remembers that, and, and my mom would make a lot of clothes for us. It's a lost art. I think people used to learn how to make things, of course, from home, from their parents, their moms, and their dads, if their fathers were into that. Tailors, we have tailors. But the schools used to teach these things, and we don't really do that anymore. Actually, we she wasn't buying me a teddy bear, she would make me one, and making clothes and all that. So, you know, when you think about your loved one that's gone, you know, think about the happy times, the things that you enjoyed doing together. You know, my mom enjoyed get-togethers, and so I'm gonna get together with my friends. So crazy. I didn't even, now I'm thinking about it, I have to call my sisters because, right, my sisters have like their families and stuff. But, you know, I know it's a tough day for them. This is just something I decided to do with my friends. Because my mother wants me to be happy. She made that very clear in a dream when she came to me. And my mother was just all about that. My mother was about doing what makes you happy that doesn't hurt anybody else. So don't hurt anybody else, don't break the law, and do what makes you happy. And so I'm happy right now with my family, and we are going down to DC. I was actually supposed to leave 2 days ago, but I don't know. It's just like I had like lead in my shoes. Like I just couldn't get moving. But I decided last night to get a very good night's sleep and just to will myself move, buddy, to move, you know, to get moving. So I left pretty early this morning. It's about 8:50, and I'm headed down. That's what I'm gonna do. Do something, you know, that makes me happy. I'm gonna feel good to see my friends. You know, we'll probably have a cry together, and then definitely we'll ultimately have lots of laughs together because all of us were very close to our mothers. I was extremely close to my mom. I was so close to my mother that we could sit next to each other and kind of speak telepathically. Like we'd wind up, like we would look at the same thing and we'd, you know, think the same thing in our head, and we'd laugh and we'd turn to each other, you know, like I was very close to her. The other thing that's, you know, when I'm noticing now, like sometimes I'll look at my hands and it's like I'm looking at my mom's hands, or sometimes I will look in the mirror and it's like I'm looking at my mother. And so because I look a lot like my mom, and you know, and that makes me happy. So, you know, I think you just have to find little things in every day that, you know, help you to get through the day, that help you to, you know, just things that remind you, pleasant things that remind you of, you know, your loved one. And you know what? If you have a cry, it's fine. You know what I mean? I always say, you know, that my mom is worth crying for. So, oh gosh. Well, this is my first go live. And so I wanted to try it out and see how it is, but I keep seeing it says poor quality, so I guess it's not, you know, if that helps. As we're traveling through the different places, it might not, you know, you might not be able to hear what I'm saying or to see me, or I might be going in and out or what have you. So my family's sleeping, and I'm just gonna keep it going here. Oh wait, I see the finish button, so I can finish. I know what to do. I'm almost done, and I'll start back up later, because when I get to my friends, I would definitely, you know, if they're up to it and they want to, I'd like us to share what's happening, you know, how we're feeling, you know, and some of the things that we're doing to get through this day. This is a tough day. Let me see if this will help with that. Wait. It's a little better. Yeah, just trying to get through the day. That's what it's about. But you know what? If you had a great time with your mom, if you and your mom had really, really great times, I'm sure that she's gonna want you to like do something in honor of that. So, like I said, what I'm doing is having this get together with my friends. Oh, the other thing, now it's so funny, I'm doing this, things are coming to me. My mother liked to go. She liked to go, she liked to get on the road. Like if I, whatever, I say, Mommy, you know, you wanna go down to DC for the weekend? Oh, sure, come on, let's go. I mean, she was just ready to go. You know, when I was younger, I'm the youngest of really, there's 7 of us, but my mom had 5, including me, and my dad had 3, including me. So I'm the youngest of 7, actually. And what was I gonna say? And I'm a lot younger than everybody. I'm about almost 10 years younger, or 9 years younger than the last kid. So, you know, with me, when my mom would do things like travel or whatever, I was traveling from young. My mother, you know, everybody was a bit older, and my mother had, you know, she was made more money or whatever, and she was able to do a lot. So, you know, I remember just getting on the plane and going places with her. Back in the day when I was like a teenager, there was Eastern Airlines, which is now defunct, but they used to have this thing called the Weekender. And so my mom and I, sometimes we'd go to Bermuda for the weekend, or Jamaica for the weekend, or Bahamas for the weekend. You know, just little weekend trips. So, you know, here I am taking a little trip out of town, and you know, I'm doing something that my mom and I used to do, and something that my mom really enjoyed doing, and I enjoyed doing that with her. So you know, it's really, I'm feeling better already. I wax and wane with the feeling better. You know, sometimes I'm like, okay, you know, it's a great day, and then sometimes it's not so great, and then, you know, that's okay. You know, your mom is worth crying for. She's worth feeling emotional over. So I know my mom is. What else? Oh yeah, so one of the things, I was looking on my Facebook page, and had posted a lot of pictures over the years. So that's the good thing Facebook is, that's what's good about Facebook, is they have this memory thing there. They'll send you memories like, remember this time last year or whatever, or make up, I don't know, I think it was something like a collage of like your pictures and stuff. And I think around this time last year, I had posted a picture of my mom and I when we were in Africa. And so it came up like, you know, yesterday. And it's a beautiful picture. And it made me happy. My mother was so happy. My mother was always taking me all over the place, and then here it was. I had the opportunity, you know, and I got older, to take her somewhere, you know, to lots of places. And I took my mom to Africa, and it was an amazing time for us. It's like we reached the motherland. We've reached the beginning of creation. We reached that. We did that together. And it was so much fun. That trip was great. And while we were there, I'm just thinking about this. You know, I always wanted to do something really nice for my mom, like, because she just had always been so good to me. Like, she's just my number one cheerleader. So in that respect, on this side, you know, on the living side, on the earth side, you know, I don't have that anymore. She just used to get behind me, like whatever I was doing, and whatever I wanted to do, she was just like all right, what do you need? What do you have, what do you need me to do? And she's just super, super supportive. So I miss that, that I miss being able to touch her and hug her and pick up the phone and all that. At the same time, when I just relax and really just meditate on my mom, I feel like she's with me. It's very, I don't want to say it's strange, because I don't, the strange isn't the right word. For lack of a better word, I could say it's strange, but it really isn't the right word. It's beautiful, actually. It's really, really beautiful that I'm able to feel like my mother's with me, like right now, doing something, that she would have loved to do. I'm doing it, and I feel like, okay, we are here together and we're doing this. So it's a very nice thing. That is a very nice thing. I don't know if I can pause this. I wish I could, but maybe I'll just have to make another video when I get to my girlfriend's house. We all get together, and we're gonna, like I said, it was supposed to be a weekend thing, but for me, it just couldn't get on the road, but I'm doing this now. And so we're gonna have a brunch, and we'll see. We'll probably pour libations for our moms. What else? Oh, what I did, well, I had this hat. My mom had her 75th birthday in the hospital when she was alive. And so I went to her room, and I had brought like all these like decorations and stuff or whatever. And so when I got to the hospital into her room, she wasn't there. She was out for a test. So when she came back, by the time she came back, I had to run, and I think it was pick up my kids or whatever. But then we all came back to the hospital. So, I had gotten like these Mylar balloons with the 7 and the 5, 75, and put all these decorations all around, happy birthday. And I had gotten her this birthday hat. It was like a cone-shaped hat, and it said birthday princess. And I got her this boa and all this stuff. So we, because my sister came up, and my niece came up, and other family members or whatever. And we went to the hospital, and after I picked up the kids. Oh, before I left the hospital, the cleaning person, the janitor, was in her room, and he was like, who's this for? And I said, he said, that's for the lady in this room. And I said, yeah, my mom. They said she's out at a test. He was like, how old is that woman? She's 57? And I said, no, she's 75. He was like, that woman is 75?
So, just going back to, that's a gene thing. I mean, my mother, she looked great, actually. Part of it's genes, part of it's attitude. My mother, nothing ever bothered her. I don't care what was going on. Like, she just took everything. Like, she would always say, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And she was the ultimate lemonade maker. And if I could do, something else to honor her, it would be that. Like, just to relax, make lemonade. And so, and that's what I'm doing today. I know that she is honored by me just, not, I think last year I just rolled around in the bed, I think, for the most part. I got up because I had to make, cook for the kids or whatever, but I rolled around in the bed a lot. And, yeah, I think at that time, my husband took me shopping or something to get, just some mothers wanted to get me some shoes or some Mother's Day stuff. I don't know. Watch it, buddy. Everybody keep your eyes on the road. But actual Mother's Day, I did very little. I was extremely depressed. She always said, my mother always said, look, I'm coming, you're coming and I'm going. That's what she always said. You know, and, you know, that she wasn't going to be here forever and all that. I mean, we're not. And, you know, and she always said, be good to people. Be good to people. Be good to people. Be good to each other. Be good to your moms if you have them. You know, one thing my mother, like, she just said whatever she had to say and it was done. She was not carrying anything on, you know what I mean? And as I got older, I learned to listen to my mother. So if she said something, I'm like, okay, because all my life, you know, as most kids, she's telling me something and I'm not, you know, really listening. I'm doing it my way. And I'm like, then at the end of it, I'm like, oh, her way was right. And I'm like, wow, this woman is always right. So when I realized this woman's always right, then I was like, well, what the heck? I just need to listen to her. So, you know, and I'm glad I did. I think she saved me a ton of grief in my life. Yeah, and that happened much later in my life, but I did get to that point where I just listened. I'm like, you know what? Why am I sitting around? This woman said this, my mother said this, so I'm gonna go with that. Let me go with what she said. Let's see. Teddy Pendergrass in the background. Makes me think great things of my mom. Road trip, something my mom loved to do, makes me think really good things about my mom. I look like my mom, so every time I look in the mirror, it makes me feel great. Going down with the friends. Going down with the friends who have similar experiences. Actually, I was talking to quite a few friends. You know, I'm going to be 46 this year, and so, ooh, buddy, quite a few of my friends, actually, I don't know, a lot of my friends have parents. Quite a few of my friends have lost both parents. You know, quite a few have lost their moms. And, you know, and I've been reaching out to people. That's the other thing. You know, there's nothing to it but to do it. So, you know, don't sit over there, you know, by yourself feeling like you have nobody. They say each person affects about 100 people. It's probably way more than that. So, that being said, reach out to your support. You know, just call somebody, hey, you know, what's going on? Or, hey, you know what, I'm having a rough day. You know, can you talk me off the ledge? Can you talk to me? Whatever. You know, you owe that to yourself. You deserve to be happy. You know, you got to do stuff that makes you happy, that doesn't hurt anybody else. So whatever that is, do it. Let's see. Yeah, if I think of something else, I will go live again. But just want you to know that you're not alone. You're not alone. And if you cry, they're worth crying for. It's okay. And if you don't cry, you're being strong today or whatever, that's okay too. You know, whatever you got to do to get through this day, and it's not harmful to you or anybody else, it's all right. It's all right. So I just wanted to let you know how I am feeling, what's happening for me today, how I'm getting through today.
In 2 miles, I-95 South is on the right.
I'm on I-95 South. I don't know why she's saying that, but okay. You know, just do what you gotta do. Get through the day. Get through the day. And try not to just get through the day. Try to, you know, find something about your mom, your loved one, that makes you smile today? Oh, I know. I just got off track. Let me put my windshield wipers on. I was saying that, you know, talking about the birthday hat that we got from my mother last year when she was in the hospital. And so I have like this little, like a side table in the living room. And I have like an infuser on it with sweet smells. My mom always liked the incense that I would burn. Actually, I learned to burn incense from my mother. So she liked that. And then she liked the essential oils that I would put in the infuser and let that permeate the house. She really liked that. So on this little table is where the infuser is. That's where I put it. And I put the birthday hat there. And I put a candle. I put some water, a glass of water. And I put some apple slices there. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not even really sure why I did that. But it felt great to do it. I felt like, okay, like here I'm doing something to honor my mom. And so that's what's going on back at the house. And you know, the candles in water. It's one of those like tall glass white candles.
It's on the left.
That you see a lot of times when somebody has, you know, passed on or whatever, they put those like in front of the building or whatever. It's something that a lot of our people do. You know, you bring flowers, some people pour libations or whatever. And it's funny, a lot of the stuff that we do, there is probably a deep cultural, celestial, ancestral connection to why we do it. And I can tell you that that's something that I did that made me feel really good. I know this because I went to Brooklyn Museum a few years ago, and they had an exhibit. It was like a video exhibit, and the exhibit was of dance. So they had dance footage of dance in Africa from like the early 1900s, and they would swing back and forth between Africa, dances in Africa and dances here with our people. And this is before the internet. This is before, you know, you would really have had to research, and you know that
5-8-95
these young kids are not
on the left.
They're not researching this stuff. So it's something that it's innate. It's something that is within them. And the dances were identical. They were identical. She's telling me to get off 62 on the she's telling me to get off on the left, and they moved it. It's on the right now. It's not on the left anymore. So there we go. I sure hope we're going the right way.
I-8-95 south.
Oh, hey, that's my cousin. She loves me. I love you too, cousin. Yeah. I am trying to do a lot of things at once. I'm trying to concentrate on this road, which I've been driving for over 25 years. This is light stuff. But concentrate on this road and keep my thoughts together. So, what's the other thing that you can do? So we said reach out to a friend. Oh, create an altar. So that's what that is. What I did with the apples and the water and the hat and the infuser and the candle that's an altar. So I created an altar for my mom, just basically honoring her and remembering her, like, hey, you're not forgotten. She knows she's not forgotten because I talk to her all the time. I'm always like, I'm like, Mommy, what to do? You know, that's the other thing. Like, that was your mom. You know, that was your loved one. You can talk to them. You knew them. You know, and it's not weird. My daughter's always like, Mommy, stop talking to yourself. I'm like, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to my mom. She's like, I'm like, you don't have to be afraid of your grandmother. I was your grandmother. Like, hello. So, you know, talk to your loved one who is no longer on this side. It's okay. It's okay. You're not crazy. That's something that makes you feel good. Do that. It's all right. You know, whatever you're doing that's not hurting another person is okay. It's all right. This is a tough world. I mean, period. We're way too hard on each other. But this day is, you know, it's getting easier. Even the fact that I am going live and I am speaking, you know, about how I'm feeling, that is making me feel better. You know? So you gotta just find whatever is making you feel better, whatever makes you feel better. Let's see, what else? Laughing. I always hear my mother's, you know, laughter, especially like when something's going on or whatever, or I see something that I think is peculiar. I know my mother would think that too, and I just, you know, and I laugh, and you know, someone might think, what the hell is she laughing at? But whatever, that's between me and my loved one who is on the other side. You know, these are the things that make me feel better. These are the things that, you know, not only help me get through a tough day, a Mother's Day without a mother, but it helps me get through any day without a mom. Like, my mom was my go-to. She was, you know, she was my ace. Anything I wanted to do, she was there. When I had my children, my mom was there to help me with them. And, you know, my kids are 17 and 2. And my 17-year-old got, you know, so much of my mom, and my 2-year-old is going to, you know, learn of her through us. But it's funny, like my 2-year-old, he's always like going through my phone or whatever. It's amazing how these kids, you know, he can't read yet, but he can find anything on YouTube, and he certainly can find our videos. He's always like looking at our videos, but he'll look through like old pictures and stuff, and he'll come over, you know, pictures of my mom, and yeah, he'll come, you know, across pictures of my mother, and he says, Grandma, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you remember? You remember Grandma? And that makes me feel so good, because my son wasn't even 2 when my mom transitioned. You know, my son was going to be 2 the following month, and so it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm doing something right. Like, oh my gosh, like, he hasn't forgotten my mother. And I don't know why I'm getting all like a frog in my throat, but I mean, that's something that, I know I'm crying right now, but it's something that actually makes me feel really good. Feel really good when, you know, something that small. And who says it's small, right? Something so small can be so big. You know, my mother, she was a simple, you know, she liked simple things. She didn't need a lot of anything, you know. And she'd always say that her wealth was in us, you know, and all of her children, you know, all the children my mom had, and all of the grandchildren and the great-grands. You know, my mother felt wealthy because of that. So, you know, if you have children, hold on to them. You know, that's your wealth. You know, that's something that, feel happy about that. You know, and you know what? I know some people out there are going to watch this and they're going to say, well, my mother's alive. I have friends like that too. Their mothers are alive and they're not close with them, and they feel you know, like they wanted to have a very close relationship with their mom, or they long for that, and they try to do things to make that happen, and they just can't figure it out. They don't know
In 2 miles,
what the issue is.
95
And
south
so,
is on the left.
you know, even if that is your situation, you know what I'm saying? Just reach out, call your mom, call her. Hey, I was thinking about you. I just wanted to, you know, let you know I was thinking about you and wish you a yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Mother's Day if you're a mom.
You too, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. Need a receipt?
Yes, please. All these things. Smile. Be nice to people, right? Being nice is free. It doesn't cost a thing. It makes you feel good, right?
Yes.
Yes. Have a great day.
You too, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right. That's free. That's the other thing. Be nice. That don't cost you nothing. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying. You know, call your mother. What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose if your mom is alive and you guys don't get along, or you're not close, or you haven't spoken in a long? Just reach out. You know, sometimes, let's back up. Sometimes you feel good just doing your part. Like you can't control people or how they feel about anything. But you know, sometimes you just feel better knowing you did what you could do. You're part of it. So if that is your situation, do that. You know, that's another thing that I got from my mother, which is, you know, don't live with regrets. You know, just don't live with regrets. When my mother was sick, you know, when she got the diagnosis, pancreatic cancer, I'm like, okay. And I just sprung into action. I was just trying to find anything that I could to save my mom. And so we did everything, and I don't regret anything. And my mom decided to take the chemo, but from the stuff that I was doing, that we were both doing together, she was feeling better. And she was, the doctor had said that the tumor, let me get over. No, do I have to get over? Let me see. Hold on a minute, because I gotta make sure I'm getting to where I'm going. All right, do I need to go 895 south? So I need to get over. Yeah, they changed the road, but my navigation needs to be updated. Anyway, completely lost my train of thought. I am so sorry.
895 south.
Okay, lady. Completely lost my train of thought. Let me see if I can get back on track. I don't know. I'm gonna have to start a new track. Sorry, but about regrets. Yeah. So so I did everything I could. Everything that I could. My mother decided she wanted to do the chemo. I did not want her to do the chemo. I had to respect the fact that she wanted to do the chemo because it was her life. It wasn't my life. And I did. I respected what she wanted to do. And I appreciated the fact that even though she did what she wanted to do, she still, for me, did the stuff that I wanted her to do. She still took those herbs, those Dr. Sabi's herbs, as much as she could. She took them because there's a lot to take, and they're extremely bitter, some of them. You know, and she did all the alkaline diet. Like, I would make juice, and I brought a juicer. I would make alkaline juice. I'd make, cucumber, celery, kale, small piece of ginger, apples. You know, I'd make that juice for her. And, you know, I put a lot of apples in it to make it taste good. And she did that for me. You know, when I think back, I look at that and I'm like, wow, she did that. She did that for me to make me feel better. And that's something that makes me feel good. It's like, yeah, she loves you so much. And here I am trying to do something to show her that I love her so much.
Continue
and
on
she gave me that opportunity to do that.
south.
And so, when I look back on that, I feel good. That's another thing that makes me feel good. So, reflect today and every day. I mean, yes, was it horrible in the end? Yes, it really was. Was there a bit of beauty at the end? Yes, there was. In my line of work, I've been able to be with people at the moment that they are leaving their earthly body. And so I can say that I've been in a room when somebody has died many times, and it's happened where the room was extremely warm. It was like the person was filling the room. So that's the beautiful part, and I've been able to experience that more than one time. I was able, with my mother, I was able to experience that. I was able to experience it with my sisters and other family members. But here it is, this horrible thing is happening. I don't know, it's horrible in that you're losing the person that you don't want to lose. So that's the horrible part. But then the beauty in it is that we all have to go. Nobody, I don't care what you do, we're all going to meet that fate one day. We all are born, and we all will transition into the next phase, whatever that is. So that was the beauty. I was in the room when my mother was leaving, and I felt that, and I felt like she was making that decision. There might be some people out there who they have their mom, and their mom is sick, like my mom was sick, and they are focusing on the fact that their mom is sick. And I want to encourage you to focus on the fact that your mother is alive. And that's what I did. I did that. And yes, your mother might not be well, but do not put your loved one in the grave. And I don't care what the doctors say. Enjoy that. Enjoy your mother. Enjoy them right now. So there are a lot of ways that you can experience a loss of a mom. And, my mom is actually not here, but I did. My mother and I were always close, so I don't know what it's like not to be close to your mom. But I have friends who are not close to their moms, and so I can empathize with them, with that. And they also feel, like I said, like they have lost a mom because they don't feel like their mom is here, but they don't feel like they have their mom. My mom is not here. So it's another way to lose your mom. And then, like I said, if your mom is going through something, if your mom, is sick, she might be sick and she may recover. The doctors may have told you something that, giving you the grimmest of diagnosis. Okay? The most grim thing that, but ultimately they don't have the final say in this. We come from a creation. And so, that's where the final word is. Love. I think the doctor expected that, or she was saying that she didn't expect my mother to live 3 weeks. My mother lived 6 months. Because we were doing things and the tumor did stop growing. And I think a lot of that probably her life was prolonged because of the love. I mean, there's so many of us, and we always said, it's so funny. we always said that if we ever had to take care, if something ever happened and we had to take care of mommy, we were going to fight over who was going to take care of her. And so I got to take care of her for a little over 2 months.
Continue on
But then
95
it's so funny
south.
that it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because in the end we did fight. We wound up fighting over taking care of my mom, because that's how much we loved her. And in looking back, you know, my mother, raising us all so close-knit, would want us to love on each other and be loving to one another. So, you know, we came together. My mom transitioned. We came together. We did what we had to do. There was a little period of time when, you know, there was a little bit of a split where we weren't, you know, together like that. And now we're right back on track, because that's what mommy would want. Because it's what mommy would want. I have to reject this call right now. Oh, Miss Simpson, happy Mother's Day. Let me take it.
Miss Simpson? Oh, Miss Simpson?
Hi,
Hi, happy Mother's Day.
happy Mother's Day to you.
Good. Well, I'm doing a video, so
And you,
I'm
wait a
doing.
minute, you didn't leave yet?
Oh no, I'm on the road now.
Oh yeah.
I could not get moving. I was so, I don't know. It's just weird, you know, because I lost my mom and stuff, and this week it was
Oh,
like I had like lead in my feet. I couldn't move, and then last night I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to bed, and I'm getting up at 4 in the morning, and I'm getting on the road. So I got up at 4 in the morning. We left about 5:30, and we are about 30 minutes from there
mm,
now.
uh-huh.
Yeah, so
So you're almost in Washington already?
yeah, I'm in Maryland. I'm very close to DC. Yep.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I'm actually 21 miles from DC. So
What? Girl,
yeah.
you're a bad driver.
Listen, I was doing 100. What are you talking about?
Be
I had
careful
to
though.
stop with the kids. I had to stop
Don't
with the
get
kids.
don't get a ticket. Don't get a ticket.
Right. Yeah. Last time I
Yeah.
got pulled over. So yeah.
No. Calm
Don't
down.
worry.
Draw down, low down.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna do cruise control on the way home.
Okay. Have a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much. Same to you, Miss Simpson. I love
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you okay, darling. Take care of yourself.
All right. I'll see you on
And
Monday.
don't cut down the speed. Cut down the speed, all
Yes.
right?
All right. All right. I
All
will
right.
do that. Thank
All right.
you.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.
I don't know if that interrupted the taping. Maybe so, maybe not. But, oh, we're still there. So, that's another thing. She is an older woman. I actually work with her, and she's about the same age as my mom. And I've kind of latched onto her a little bit. So, you know, that's another thing that makes me feel good. You know, there are people out here who have big hearts, and you know, they want to be loving and kind to people. So she's so kind. Every day she relieves me from work, and every day she comes, she brings tea for me every single day. And she's not my mom, but I'm like, you know something, that's something that my mom would do. And I don't know, and I'm so kind to her. I get to be very kind to her. So when being kind to her, I feel like I'm honoring my mother. So, you know, that's another thing that you can do. She has children and stuff, and her children are around or whatever, but you know, we work together, and that little time that we spend together when, you know, we're changing of the guard, she, you know, she brings me the tea, and I'm very nice to her. And from my herb garden, she likes herbs. She makes like all these herbal teas, turmeric. She makes a lot of like alkaline stuff. She's into that. And so the stuff that I pruned from the herb garden, I gave it to her. And she's like, oh my gosh, you make all the stuff I like and you're holding it back. And I'm like, don't worry, I'll bring you something every day. So You know, that's another
Continue
thing that
on
you can do
I-95
to
south.
get through a rough Mother's Day or a rough time with the loss of a loved one. You know, latch on to somebody. That's why there's a lot of people in this world. Latch on, and in a symbiotic way. You know, not like a leech. You know, draining somebody with your problems. You know, latch on. You know, in a symbiotic way, like symbiosis. You know, one hand washes the other. It's like you need each other to kind of, get through the day. So that's another thing that I've done and it helps. It helps me get through the loss of my mom. It's been a year, a little over a year. And people say that it gets easier, and I know that that's true. This year is not as bad as last year, because I'm actually up. I'm out on the road. I can smile, and really was not able to do that last year. So this is quite an improvement. And I don't know. Let's see. What else do I do that makes me... Oh, so my mother, I took my mom to Africa, to Ethiopia, got this in Ethiopia when I was with my mom, and I find that there are a lot of things that remind me of my mom, little things. Also, when we were in Ethiopia, we went to this jewelry store. I cannot remember the name of it. I want to say it was in Gondar. I'm not sure, but I went to 5 places. I went to Addis Ababa, Bahadar, Gondar, Aksum, and Lalibela. I think it was in Gondar. And this particular jewelry store was Haile Selassie's jewelers. The family, it was the same family that made all of the royal jewelry. And so I purchased this Haile Selassie shield for earrings, and a bracelet of like his shield, his crest, all of that stuff. And my mom was looking at it, and I was like, do you like that? And she tried it on, and all the gold there is 24 karat, and so she tried it on and she liked it, and I was like, okay. And I said, well, I'm gonna buy that for you. And she was like, oh no, you can't buy this for me. This is too much money. No. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I could never spend too much money on you. I was like, I wish I had more money to spend on you, because all you've done for me, it's impossible. It could never be too much. Anyway, before my mom got sick, oh, hello, sorry to hear about your mom. Oh, happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you. That made me smile. That made me very happy. Thank you. I guess that was coming up, but I couldn't see it because I was driving. But thank you so much. Thank you. That's awfully kind. Thank you so much for watching. See, I'm like talking and I'm not alone. This is something that makes me feel good. But yeah, I brought this bracelet for my mother, and it was a year before she transitioned, and she wasn't even sick at the time, because my mom used to come up to the house a lot and spend time with us, and she wasn't even sick at the time. And she said, here, I want you to hold this. And I said, you want me to hold this for what? She was like, well, just keep it here. And I'm like, okay. And I had it in the jewelry box or whatever. I don't have a lot of jewelry, so but anyway, I had it, and I put it in there, and it was so weird, and I didn't even think about it. And then after my mom transitioned or whatever, and we were getting ready for to celebrate her life, and we I don't know, it just was led to I went to the jewelry box, and I hadn't gone in the box in over a year. I mean, I don't really wear a lot of jewelry that I store in the box, and I don't really have a lot of jewelry anyway. And I went there to the jewelry box, and there it was. It was like this, the bracelet and the earrings, and I put it on, and I felt like, okay, it's a piece of my mom. Like, and it was just, I'm saying strange for lack of a better word, but it's not strange. It was almost as if she was saying, go and put the jewelry on. I mean, that's what it was like. And so I did it, and it made me feel good. I don't like to wear it a lot because I don't want to lose it. And I always have a fear of that. So very, very special occasions I will, like, we're having a party for our son this coming up. And so that day, because all the family's gonna come up, try to make the most of it, we are also going to plant a tree for my mother. So I'll probably, at that time, I'll probably put on, the jewelry. But just wearing this, we bought this together. Just wearing this lovely shawl. I just feel like I always feel like she's with me, but it's just like, it's another reminder, like, oh, I remember we bought this together, and my favorite color, and so, and if you're on the East Coast, the day is shaping up really nicely. It was raining like the whole past couple of days, but the day is nice. Go outside and get some vitamin D. Get some vitamin D. It's underrated. It's good. Your body cannot absorb calcium without it. So get some of the sun in, and sun does make you feel better. And the weather's not too hot if you're up in the Northeast. So, enjoy that. So I'll just say, you have to find solace in the littlest of things that might give you a sweet memory of your loved one that's no longer here on the earth side. And these things, find the bright side. My mother raised me to do that. To look on the bright side, how things could always be worse. And I really found that to be true. If your loved one has given you a lot of jewels,
In
a lot of
495
great information,
west is on the right.
you should most definitely keep your antenna up and pay attention to that. Pay attention. Maybe listen to some of the things that maybe you didn't listen to, or maybe you did listen to it, but honor your loved one in that way. If they told you something and it was something good, or maybe they've been telling you something to do something, like maybe you've lost your loved one, maybe they're no longer here, and they were trying to get you on the right track, and maybe they died trying to get you on the right track, like you didn't get on the right track when they were alive, and maybe you now regret that you didn't listen to that person, to your mother, to your loved one. Maybe you regret that. Well, now could be the time that you honor them. Maybe now is the time that you get yourself together. And although they didn't get to see it on this side, but you're I listening to something that they told you that was good for you, and you are honoring them in doing the things that they told you to do.
West is on the right.
There's just more than one way to get through this. I am driving behind somebody with a mattress on the top of their car that is blowing up, and they're going a little bit too fast for me, and I would hate for it to blow this way, so I'm gonna try to get away from them. So please excuse me. That is the strangest thing. I don't know what that is, a mattress or a couch. Yeah, that doesn't look too good.
In
okay, am I
half
going
of
the
a
right
mile,
way?
keep
Yes.
right onto
I am.
I-495
Okay.
west.
Yeah. Okay,
Keep
buddy.
right
It's
onto
a double line now. Pay attention.
I-495
People out
west.
here. Yes, so I am 6 miles from my girlfriend's house. And oops. Let's see. I wonder if we can
In 2
pause
miles,
these
exit
go lives.
28B is on the
I
right.
do need to ask my friends if they want to be on my YouTube channel. They might not want to be, and I'm all about respect. Gotta respect, you know, a person's wishes. So I want to ask them, and so when we get there, I'll ask. And if you see me again, you know that they said yes. I don't know. I hope that this will. I don't know if it's helpful or not. It's been very helpful to me to be able to reach out and talk.
Exit 28B
I hope that it
is on
has
the
been
right.
helpful to you. You know, another a woman who's like she used to help me organize things at our house, and she said, you know, it's okay to cry. She said, tears are cleansing. Tears are cleansing. That's Miss Jessica. She's also, you know, she has certain children and grandchildren or whatever, but I'm going to call Miss Jessica today. She was like a mother figure as well. And I'm going to give her a call. She said, tears are cleansing. It's okay to cry. And so, like, I believe that. They are cleansing. It does make you feel better. Tacoma Park. Tacoma Park and DC are right next to each other.
Proceed about 4 miles.
So, thank you. What's her name? Sally. I think we named her Sally. Thanks, Sally. Okay. Pay attention. Gotta pay attention. Oh, if you have any aunts, like my aunt and my mom were best friends. My Aunt Carol and my mother were best friends. And so I'm gonna call my aunt. She already reached out to me. She sent me a card, everything. I'm not good with that. My mother was great with that. That's the other thing, you know what? If your mother was really good at something and you weren't so good at it, like my mother was good at keeping in touch with people, and she was great at like sending cards for every occasion. And you want to do something that reminds you of your mom and honors them, and I can do that. I can reach out, which I'm reaching out. I'm pretty good at reaching out, but sending cards, I'm going to get good at that. That's what I'm gonna vow to do for myself. I'm gonna remember my mom in that way. She was so good at it. I think they grew up like that. My grandmother must have been good at it, because both of my aunts sent me letters, cards, and reached out on Facebook too. So I'm going to call my Aunt Carol, and I'm gonna call my grandma and wish her a happy Mother's Day. You know, because I have a grandma that's 91 years old. That's such a blessing, and she's with it. She's got it all upstairs, and she walks around and everything. So there you have it. What else? So I'm almost here. I'm actually getting very excited. I'm going to call my girlfriend and let her know that I am live on YouTube. Is this phone dead? And see see if she's interested. She might not be initially. You know what? I'll just wait till I get there and explain everything to her. Maybe I'll show her this and maybe she'll say, you know what? Okay, let's do that. Or maybe she'll say, I really don't want to do that. In either case, I'm going to respect whatever. She's going to her house, but it's they because it's more than one friend. Whatever they want to do, I'm going to respect it. And that's how we're going to do that. Okay. I love the vibe here. I love it. I love where I live, but I love getting in the car and going. So funny. I think my friend is going to be there, but anyway, she was in Zimbabwe, and she said to me, a Zimbabwean, she was 19, I think, when she went there, and anyway, they gave her a car and stuff to drive, and while she was there, and he was just like, you're a queen, and a queen needs, so, that's how I feel when I get on the road. I'm like, yes, I'm a queen, and a queen needs to be able to move. So, and my mom loved this. Once the phone is dying. Is it? Oh, we're at 20%. Should have charged it up. Probably won't be able to go live for a bit because I'm gonna have to charge up. Android. Let's see. Hopefully it will charge. Oh my goodness. I can see now. I'm stopped. One person has been with me this whole time. Hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for watching. I feel so good to know that I am talking to you. I'm not alone. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah. We are probably going to reserve. I'm gonna reserve another car. Oh, that's another thing. You can give yourself like a time frame. You can say, you know what, or quantify it. Like, you know what, I'm going to cry 3 times today, and that's it. So I'm going to allow myself a good cry when I get there, but I might not need it. But I will allow that for myself. We'll see what happens when I get there. But should remember how to go. I think I have to go that way, but I'm gonna follow Sally. She always takes me the long route. I mean, it's never easy. This is not the hood, but certainly if you're in the hood, she does not know where to go. Sally will give you some wrong directions every time. She'll pass you by every gas station, take you all around the world. You will get to your destination, but she doesn't know the hood as well as she knows some other spots. But this actually, we're not going to the hood. Well, kind of, sort of, but no, not really. But I love the hood. It's all good. Yeah. Let's see what she's gonna do in 1.6 miles. It is my old stomping grounds. These are my friends. Let me just tell you a bit about them. I've been friends with them from childhood, so we know a lot about each other. That's the other thing, link up with people that you've known for a very long time. It's helpful, especially people who might know that your loved one that have passed on, or link up with people that loved your loved one the way you love them. Your mom, maybe somebody that was like a mom. Link up with that person or those people. So, it's cathartic. It's cathartic. This is a much better time. It's a much better year. It's a much better Mother's Day. I was told by somebody else who lost their mom. Let me see. When was this? Okay, I took a trip with my family in July of last year, a road trip. I like road trips. I like to go other places too, but I like to get on the road. It's easy. You just like, you know what? We're getting in the car, and my kids are homeschooled, so it's easy. But we drove from New York to Michigan to Chicago, all through however many states, a lot of them in the Midwest, and then we drove to Louisiana. We went to New Orleans. Then we went to Alabama. We went to we were back Mississippi. New Orleans and Mississippi, they border each other, so we were kind of back and forth between New Orleans and Mississippi for about 5 days. And then we drove to Alabama and Atlanta, and then I stopped to see my brother and my mom's best friend in Wilmington, North Carolina. Excuse me. And when I got there, that's when I was told it takes about a year. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It takes about a year. Like, I'm never gonna get over this. Like, I'm never gonna recover from this. Like, it's never gonna be any better. Like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but this is never gonna be okay. And funny enough, they were right. Am I over it? No. Will I ever be over it? I'm never going to get over this. Ever. Never. Is it more bearable? Yes. Absolutely.
In half of a mile,
I do not
right turn.
feel depressed today. I do not feel anywhere near the way I felt last year. No way. So, that person is right. That's the other thing. Sometimes people are going to say things that you don't agree with, or that you might not really even want to hear. But just listen. You don't have to take it into your soul, but sometimes just let stuff go in one ear and out the other. Like, don't argue it, folks. Don't pick and choose your battles, I guess is what I want to say. That wasn't a battle, and as a matter of fact, the person was right. She was absolutely right when she said, she was like, oh, it takes about a year. This is a much better time than last year. And so, and now I can actually do something like plant a tree. We are going to plant a tree for my mother, and it's going to be in the yard, and we're going to be able to look at it anytime we want. And if we want to, we can go up and talk to it if we feel like it. So, all these things, the little things you can do. When my
Next right, and then left
father
turn.
passed away when I was little. That's the other thing. When you lose both parents, I mean, for me, I'll speak for myself, I felt like an orphan. So now I'm okay, but much better than I was. Of course, I lost my train of thought again. Sorry.
Next left, and then right turn.
Okay, Sally. I don't know. I think Sally did this before, and I don't know where the heck. Okay. She's right. She's
In a
taking
quarter
me
of
a long
mile,
way.
right turn.
That's what she does. She takes me all the way. I need Quanisha telling me where to go, because freaking Sally is like got all behind God's back. Quanisha gonna get straight to the point. Right. Excuse me. Let's see if I can remember what I was talking about before Sally interrupted me. Okay. Getting closer. Oh gosh, I can say this. If I get there and my girlfriend is crying or has tears in her eyes, I'm there. So hopefully, you know what? Either way, it's all good.
Right turn ahead.
Right turn. Yeah. Either way, it's gonna be okay. Oh, no. I think I have to go there. Yeah, this is that tricky spot. She's telling me, no, it's not that way. I have to go across here. And I have to
look out for the oncoming traffic. This is the street. Yay, I made it and I didn't get lost. Thanks,
Your
Sally.
destination is ahead on the right.
I'm here, I made it. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I forgot what I was saying. That happens a lot. Let's see. Okay, it's further down. Oh, now we're on to Bob Marley. You know, I loved Bob Marley. I still love him. What am I talking about? It definitely makes me think of a good time. I think this is it. Yes, this is it. Makes me think of a very, very good time in my life. So, I think this is going to be part 1 because I'm going to ask, as I said before. But thank you for hanging out with me. I feel so good. I feel a lot better. I don't know if you're having a similar experience, but you know, I hope that this has been helpful. Oh, happy Mother's Day, J-Lo. That's how all these Mother's Day greetings are coming and people are texting me. So, okay. Thank you so much for watching. And if the ladies say it's okay, this will be part 1 and we'll finish up with part 2. Alright, just know that there's a lot of love in the universe. Embrace it. I'm sending love to all of you. And oh, thank you. Happy Mother's Day. I love you. Thanks for the oh, thank you. Oh, Chatty, I love you too. That's my nephew. Oh my goodness, that is so sweet. Oh, yeah, today's a tough day, Chad. You know that. But I have to say, it's a lot better than last year. And so I know you lost Grandma, and Grandma was an amazing person. Let me just tell you a little about my mom, a little bit about her. She was the person that she made everybody feel like she was their best friend, like they were the favorite. And so because of that, unfortunately, we had a little bit of a fraction in the family. It's back together mostly now, but yeah, because everybody thought like she was more their mother or more their grandmother. It's like, no, this woman was so amazing that she made every single person feel that special. Okay, so you know, in that way, I'm trying to embrace my mom in that way, because I want to make everybody feel special too. So I love you, Chad. Thank you so much for watching. Sending love to everybody out there who might have a difficult time, you know, with the Mother's Day without the mother, whether your mother's alive and you don't have a good relationship, whether, you know, if your mom is sick, maybe has a terminal diagnosis, you know, what I said about that, just be there and enjoy your mom. If your mom is, you know, not here, like my mom isn't, whatever your situation is, you know, try to reach out. If you don't have a good relationship, if your mom is sick, love on your mom while she's here. If your mom is not here anymore, try to find something to do that is going to, you know, remind you of your mom. You know, which is, I just made it to DC and I'm spending the day, Mother's Day, with my friends who don't have their moms. And so that's what I'm doing. Actually, I think I'm going to take you to the door, but I'll just put the camera on me and knock on the door. I know they're going to be happy to see me because I'm happy to be here. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Walk into the door. Now it'd be funny. I did text before I left. Oh, there's her dog. She did tell me she had the dog. Uh-oh. Oh, my friend. Oh, God. Okay, I'm on YouTube Live. Oh, shoot. Look at you. This is crazy. We have the same hair.
take a picture.
I'm not going to.
Where's the kids?
They're in the car. Anyway, I told you. I said if you cry, I'm gonna cry. All right, so I'm gonna go now, and I'll talk to them and see if they want to go live later on. But thank you so much for watching. I love you, and have enjoy your Mother's Day. Oh, thank you so much, Shetty D. I love you. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. Oh. Okay, later.
You look so cute.